Now, Director.
President Garvin. Here. Vice President Smith.
Here.
Secretary Kraft.
Here.
Treasurer Trapp. He's not on right now. Director Hyder.
Here.
He may be on shift. We'll keep an eye out for him. If you see him, let us know.
All right, next we have pledge of allegiance, and we got flag here. TV. On pledge allegiance, all. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
That was brutal. I was like, I think I went a whole 3 years of my previous job before I had to do that.
Got out of the way.
Yeah, there you go.
Any changes to the agenda tonight, Dylan? What's that?
No changes.
Right now we'll move on to the consent agenda. You'll see in your packet the minutes from our April 23rd regular meeting. Board had an opportunity to review it and entertain a motion to adopt this presented. I'll make that motion. Second. Motion for consent by Secretary Pratt and a second by Director Hyder. All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Motion carries 4-0. Next up, we have our financial report, and I'll refer you to your April 26th financial dashboard in the packet. All on critical to
Thank you very much. Well, good evening. So we did make it through the budget process. Great job. Thank you for all who were participating in that. Financial statement before you this evening shows the district in a healthy position with receipts of 90% of revenues that we expect for the year at 83% of the year past. So that's really great. And then expenditures are at 74% overall. So we do anticipate a couple more debt service payments that are due in June. So those are just kind of normal things that occur. And we have sent some folks to training this year in professional development, but other than that, everything's pretty under budget for the year. I can go into any detail that you'd like or answer any questions.
Any questions from the board?
Update on financials, checking 127,746, savings 133,733, and LGIP 2.93.
Thank you. Anything else around the financial before we move on?
No, they're not for that part.
Thank you. That'll take us to our public comment section of the meeting, with the meeting where it's open in person or on Zoom, and write public comment around district business, not to exceed 3 minutes per person. Public comment. Yeah. Good. Janet Redmond.
So I'd just like to, Janet Redmond with Minville, I'd like to just say I support the budget that's proposed as a member of the budget committee participating in that. And I just wanted to put on the public comment here that I support adoption of the proposed budget.
Thank you, Janet. Anybody else registered? Or anybody on Zoom? No? Alright, close public comment, which will take us to our public hearing regarding fiscal year 2026-27 budget. I open the public hearing.
Thank you very much. So we do have a budget. The total is $32,177,668. That includes our general fund and the new funds that we created this year to more accurately track the debt, the capital projects, and the vehicle reserves. So those are some projects and requests that the chief had during this budget process to be able to more thoroughly understand the financials and present them in a way that made sense. And so I think that we have accomplished that. I'm willing to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions around the proposed budget? The budget hearing? Hearing none, is there anybody in the audience that would like to make any further comments on the budget during the public hearing? Hearing none, close the budget public hearing at 6:07 p.m. That will take us to this is action items. We have adoption of the 26-27 budget by resolution 2026-05, which is in your packet. If board would like to adopt that as presented, I entertain a motion around resolution 2026-05 to adopt the Boonville Fire District budget in sum of $32,177,668 with a limited appropriation.
I make a motion that we adopt budget resolution 2026-5, approval of the 26-27 budget, $32,177,668.
Thank you, Vice President Smith, and a second.
Second.
Second by Secretary Pratt. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. 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 Motion carried 4-0. Other business we have tonight, low staff reports, craft is gone. So we'll bring that back to the next meeting, check it for board information report. Any informational report from the board? I just like this board, I've gotten some really positive feedback around their email staffing, from some citizens that have family members transported, so want to share that, but on record that the line crew is doing a great job and employment models keep responsive to that, so we thought that having said as well. Fresh social media post last night from a New York visit, so that takes us to our department reports. First up, we have local 3099, and I see we have President Bennett online. If you would like to unmute and make any comments.
Yeah, the only update I have is we're going to be doing Fill the Boot on June 5th and 6th. And so you'll be seeing us out there hoping to support the community and make a cause, make a benefit.
Will that be at Station 1 on Adams and Baker, or where are you going to be at?
It'll be second bakery, yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Next up, we have volunteer president. You good?
Good afternoon. So I'm happy to report our probationary firefighter for the volunteers this spring. He successfully completed his academy, his burglar, has a couple more checkoffs in his task book, and then he'll be a firefighter for us. Volunteers, we've been kind of busy with fire and life safety. All the elementary schools in the district have a carnival on Fridays. Each school is a different Friday, and we bring an engine for the kids to play on. They really get a kick out of that. Also, we've awarded our scholarship this year. We had one from the high school apply, and the gal is going to go to Illinois to go to nursing school. And let's see, what else did I have? Oh, our June business meeting next week on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We will be having our annual strawberry shortcake dessert. So if you would like to come join us, that's at 8 o'clock for strawberry shortcake. That's about all I got. Okay.
Thank you.
If I could add a couple things, because he kind of stopped short. Volunteers have been very busy. They're also staffing an engine for the annual Young Life Paint War at Mr. Cox, as well as several of them have volunteered to participate in the grad night parade, if you will. that escorts all the graduates out of town. That is a volunteer engine that's participated in that, and they are you attending graduation, Junior? Yes, and they're also assisting us. We're staffing graduation. That's our actually say. It's actually all the same. We're assisting graduation and volunteers are all this also. So they've been very busy, both fire and safety as well as the combat. So thank you for all they do because they've been very busy the last month.
Alright, next up. Next up, we have the fire chief's report and Colonel Chief.
We'll start with divisional Chief Darby.
Thanks, Chief. Thanks, Board. I apologize. My kids got me sick at outdoor school last weekend. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm on the mend, but I was around 150 fifth graders, so I knew it was coming. Quick update for April. We were able to conduct 64 fire inspections. As you guys know, March and April is our big assembly occupancies month, so restaurants, bars, assemblies, churches, things like that. So pretty busy month for us. Construction still moving along. County driveways, we did three commercial fire plan reviews, 4 building occupancy finals. Evergreen, as you can see across the street, is moving right along. Those folks over there have been really great to work with. They're on track to make their deadlines, and they've been including us in a lot of their weekly inspections. So, standard residential smoke alarm, we had 5 requests for those, and then we had 2 pre-apps. So, overall, construction seems to be moving along pretty well in the city, which is a good sign in my opinion. So, a couple things, we were able to do an hour and a half long fire investigation training for the volunteers. It was really well received, kind of a first due firefighter. A lot of the folks we were brand new. So we were able to do some training with them. We do that with the career folks too, but we wanted to include volunteers in that training, so we did that a couple weeks ago. As Pete mentioned, we did our spring flings. The school district does spring flings every Friday in May, so we just have Grand Haven, I think is our last one tomorrow. Thank you again, Pete, and the volunteers on that. Our favorite holiday, July 4th, is just around the corner, so we do have 10 retail applications for sales throughout the district. Most of those, all of them are in the city limits, which is kind of our normal 10 to 12 that pop up. We're going to start inspections of those, usually when the tents start landing about the June 22nd that week. So, compliance engine, I'd like to give you guys updates on that. This month was awesome. We actually had 83 submissions, which is huge. It's our largest month ever. So we're up to 513 inspections submitted just in the last 9 months. And we're still, last month we were at 93.3% compliance. We're at 92.8, so we're in that range. So people are taking care of their fire protection systems. That's always a good sign. Just a reminder, outdoor burning is wrapping up in 2 weeks, June 15th. Just a brief new construction update. If you haven't seen, you've probably seen Goodwill's up. The walls are up, so Goodwill's moving. We met with U-Haul today. U-Haul's building a new facility across the street from a Dodge dealership, so they're moving and shaking. And we are expecting our geotechnical report for Station 15 by the end of next week. I checked in with the engineers today, so we should have that submitted by the end of next week. And then just a quick update on our PERSIS applications. We do have 2 applications officially submitted. One is for $48,500, which is for the hotel, and the other is for the Vienna Star project, which is the low-income housing project, the 544 2nd Street. That'll be for $32,000 and change. So that's all I have. I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Any questions for Trevor? Thank you.
On that last note, we are currently, Dave Wireless has provided us at no cost a vehicle in-vehicle repeater that we have in our town sheet vehicle. We have been testing that. We have coverage now that we've never had before. We have full coverage to the hospital. I believe they tested Linfield, I believe also. But where our radios weren't even close to working with crystal certification. So we're testing that, and that it's one of the potential candidates for what's going to receive that grade to expand that grade to testing class.
Does that have to go out for bid, or will you be able to solve with the?
It will likely have to go to bid depending on how we buy. But, I am not going to throw Chief Blake under the bus and make him do the operations chief report. We did a swapperoo today. Chief Blake, welcome.
Thank you.
Chief Blake comes with over 30 years of fire service experience, predominantly from those guys in the central part of the town or state that's getting shot hail.
Yeah, I keep getting alerts. It's kind of crazy.
But Chief Show and Chief Blake did their transition today. Chief Blake is now our operations chief, and Chief Show, which I'll discuss here in a little bit, is our training chief. So, welcome, Chief Blake. Thank you for everybody who helped through the process. It's been a long 4-month process, but I'm happy to say that we have all of our staff chiefs filled. In operations, we brought on 2 new students. We talked about that last month. We have 2 of our students are graduating Shemeketa's fire program and going to the paramedic program. Tomorrow night, Chief Shope will be attending that graduation ceremony at Shemeketa. We have 4 new hires that last day is tomorrow. That will get us bring us back up to full staffing. June 2nd is their first day on line. They will go to shift work. They've already notified their shifts, and their first shifts will be June 2nd. Bruce Sams is retiring June 5th, so if any of you are available next Friday from 12 to 4 o'clock, we're having coffee and cake at Station 1 to recognize his more than 25 years of experience, here at Mac Fire. That's a very long tenure for the fire district, which we're very proud of his accomplishments there. We have completed the captain's test. We're working through that process right now. I believe we have 4.
It was 4, yes, 4.
4 take the test, and we're going through that with the civil service stuff now. UFO Festival, we did upstaff for that. For 2 predominant reasons. 1, it was a very, very large event. 2, we had a secondary event at Linfield College, bringing in a large amount of people. Also, I'm happy to report that it was uneventful. We did staff a volunteer engine and a career engine. So both groups stepped up to the plate to help us. We did demote them a little early just due to the traffic that didn't last as long as that experience. And then as stated, we will be assisting Mac High with graduation and working with other partners. Training in EMS, more about the academy. We have 2 paramedics, 2 EMTs, that round out our 4 firefighters we hired. They'll go to their shifts, and then they'll do 5 shifts of riding thirds. And then depending on their level and the comfort of the FTOs and the captain and battalion chief, they'll go out with their FTOs, or they may be extended a few shifts, depending on their background and experience. All of our licenses were renewed for the ambulances, so we are good to go there. Any questions on either of those? Right. OSFM wildfire grant, we did apply for that like we did every year. I think I tell you, unless we have a budget of $2 million, which you did not approve a $2 million budget tonight, it's very unlikely this year. They actually had more $2 million budgets than they had grants for. So we did not get that grant. We continue to for it. Air show planning is going very well. We have our crews pretty much picked and chosen. We're doing a couple things a little bit different. Chief Darby and myself Hillsborough Fire was gracious enough to allow us to attend their air show, Friday of their show. We sat through their planning meeting, met with their staff, just to try and see what they do different from us. Chief Blake does have also significant background from the Central Oregon area's air show in Madras. So we have made some changes in conjunction with our partners at PD on how we staff for a couple of reasons. One, for response purposes, but two, due to the fact that it's Blue Angels this year, which is a large crowd. So we have some specific people who are put in specific positions to kind of prepare for any type of aircraft emergency that we might have. That is a joint staffing by the volunteers, the career staff, and the students, as well as a partnership with Metro West Ambulance, who provides 2 BLS ambulances for the inner area, and Willamette Valley Medical Center, who helps us with 2 first aid tents. Tran Loan, I'm happy to say that we have, we work with SDAO. They are the driver of our program. David Albrecht, that we've used the last couple of years. We had, I believe, a couple different banks that put in First Federal that we've partnered with many times in the past, has been given the green light to provide the loan this year. David is working with their staff and then, of course, their legal counsel for all of the paperwork and resolutions and signatures that we need, with the intent to receive the money after July 1st. As most of you know and saw, we did post for a limited duration training chief position, a 2-year position. The intent behind that is we have a lot of new staff, and not exactly sure what we'll do with that position long term. Training, EMS, do we split that? Those types of things. Chief Show was willing to stay. He did apply through the regular process. He was interviewed today. He was offered and did accept the job. So Chief Show will be our training chief from June, effective June 1st, 2026 to June 1st, 2028. At that time, we'll go out for another full process. If we reorg or such, depending on what we get for some of the other positions, that will give us that opportunity. It will also give us the opportunity with Chief Hanifin leaving for Chief Show to help Chief Blake through the transition in operations. Both Chief Blake and Chief Show reside in town, so we'll have great coverage, just like when Chief Hanifin is here for in-town calls. Administrative Services Director is open. We do have a couple applicants, I believe maybe 3. I think we do have 3 at this time. It closes June 1st. Same process as we had before. And so hopefully, I'm assuming we'll probably get a couple more. We've had a couple of interviews. So that will close June 1st. I believe interviews are on June 4th. Radio grant. We will be applying for the AFG grant for radios, about $420,000 worth of radios. You don't see this as an action item because we did budget for radios this year. And it's under the $50,000 matching chief's authority. So I'm happy to open that discussion if there's concern. Just so you know, that's why it isn't as a board action item.
Which grant is this big one for?
AFG.
Yeah.
Do the 15th, but somehow Reed Godfrey is now in charge of the Chamber of Commerce. So when you log in as me, I am now the Chamber of Commerce, which limits our ability to apply. So thank you, Donna, for working. We don't know what happened, but somehow they put the 2 together. So we're working through that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I did tell John I wanted to raise. Same question.
No.
Oh, yeah, I did tell John I wanted to raise. Update on water and light. We did receive a response, so we did reply back to Water and Light's intergovernmental agreement. We did have a couple of concerns. Those concerns were specific to some requirements. One requirement being if during testing there was a failure of the system, that we were on the hook to pay for that. We pushed back on that and said, if we are gross negligent, meaning we're doing something that's way outside of our scope, we're using a sledgehammer to open the hydrant, just things that really are outside of our scope, that we would take responsibility for that. But if it broke in the natural environment as they taught us, because we are using their program, or we will be using their program, we're opening the hydrant as we were trained, we're doing the things we trained, and for some reason, a system that we don't own has a failure, we don't believe that the district should be on the hook for that. The second thing is, which we actually agree with, but we put some different language in there. They want us to do all hydrants within 3 years. That's currently not what is happening right now, but we actually as a fire district do agree with that. We do want to strive to hit 1/3 of the hydrants every year. We put in there, and I don't remember the exact language, but basically that is our greatest effort. And what we mean by that is if we're down 9 staff, I have to run 911 calls, not open and close hydrants. And so I don't see that happening. I will do everything in my power for that not to happen, but we can't be held to something that, number one, is being held to today, and number two, would decrease emergency response capabilities. They did reply back to that and said that staff has concerns and they were taking it to their commission for further guidance. So we are still open and we are more than happy to continue discussion, but that is the last communications. I sat on the YCOM budget committee. Unfortunately, there was a proposal and it did move on to the board for an 18% increase to YCOM. To put that in perspective, the first year I was on 2 years ago was 8%, last year was 12%, and this year we discussed really anywhere from 8 to 15, 16%. There was a motion made to do 18%, and it passed 6-4. I have written a letter to the board requesting that they reevaluate that. Those numbers, when we asked for budgetary numbers, we were given 15%, which is still extremely high. But I have asked the board to consider that. This is and the reason it's a little higher is they're adding some positions.
What was the 18% meaning to allow it?
Yeah, 18% is $200 and some thousand for us. Ish. We did budget 15%, so we did take their best guess, if you will. So it's really a 3% delta. But we do support them. We do support what they're doing. But those are what I asked in my email was, we really need to get at the board level and fix the problem, and that is the rates. The rates were changed a few years ago during, I believe, COVID.
It was around the COVID time, but it was when the 911 tax got doubled on phone bills, especially cell phone bills. And so the revenue was up, and so at the time the YCOM chair was Sheriff Sleeping, and then Patty proposed kind of like a kickback to the entities, and I think it wouldn't have changed the reality of today. It would have just prolonged it longer before it exposed itself. But really, that new rate structure that we adopted has fundamental issues that's driving a budget shortfall. But giving the partner agency this kickback to accelerate that to show itself this year instead of next year or the year after. I think that's happy with it. And in my memory, I was on the board when that happened with the city representative. And for reference, I budgeted 10% for the city, so I think that 8% over it. So we're going to do that by holding a police officer position vacant for 4 months because it was $54,000 a month.
project I had on here, but, the meeting was canceled yesterday, so I don't have an update on the county spray project. Director of Capital. We had a great meeting with Commissioner Sterrett from the county. We update her usually every year on our annual billing as well as revenue and income. You know, of course, we always ask her for any help that the commissioners can give us at the county level through the AOC. Our county's always been very supportive of us. She did subsequently, I believe a day later or so, ask for some additional information, which we provided. I think it's a positive relationship. And you know, as I've told them, every year we're here to be part of the solution, but we've got to come up with a path forward for our ambulance revenue. She's been a supporter of that. Shout out to Tualatin Valley. We are hosting an ICS 300 class here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tualatin Valley has graciously offered to teach the class at no cost to us, which is a huge, those classes are expensive and time consuming. So big shout out to Tualatin Valley. We have, I believe last I checked, 16-ish, 17 people in class. And it's a class that we need internally for our staff to help us with the EOC project. So, thank you to Tualatin Valley. Other grant, the rural health grant. Donna, what's the official word?
Catalyst.
Catalyst grant. That's the rural health grant that we talked about. Donna worked really hard on getting that out. I think we submitted a couple days ago, 26th. That is just to see if we're in that game. If we're in the game and we're in the running, we will bring more information to the board. We'll also meet with the union to discuss, you know, what type of individual we would hire, whether we just keep it a single role paramedic or whether we do it a single role EMT. That will be discussions between us and the union. And then, of course, before any of that took place, it would be an approval of the board to move forward with that grant. Because it would, although it's funded, I believe 5 years, there would be, you know, longer lasting effects after 5 years if we were to retain those positions. And last, I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk, I did attend the Station Design Conference in Reno last week. It was very informative from several perspectives, excuse me. I did get to meet one-on-one with a couple of architects and engineers. Really what we did was we took our plans down there, our thought processes and our styles moving forward, as well as the information that we've been provided by McKinsey Group. And I am very happy to say that all of them, and they didn't know anything that we had done. We didn't provide that ahead of time. And they are well on board with what McKinsey has provided. And to, in fact, state that there's actually probably some other avenues for utilizing this building within that code. So Chief Darby and myself are working through that. Chief Blake has experience with this, not only this money, but also building stations. Next steps, I have a couple things to work through. Before next steps, come July is when we'll start looking at the RFP, because we will have to go to RFP for a architect and engineering company to help us navigate through this process, and then of course design and build and such. So very, very informative conference. I don't know that it's one you can go down to every year, but lots of tools, and I have a few other ideas that I'm working through right now because of the conference and some potential opportunities. So that is all I have. Let's get our question.
Any questions for Chief on his in-depth report? Hearing none, I'll take address to correspondence. Any correspondence? The informational items, any informational items?
Just reminding to fill the boot, and then the, strawberry shortcake next Wednesday.
June 3rd at 8, and June 5th from
It gets older in the afternoons also, I don't, it's all day.
President Bennett. What time is still the boot on the 5th and 6th?
It's going to be from 1 to 6.
Thank you.
No problem.
And are you just doing second and Baker, or you're gonna do second and Adams as well?
I believe just second, Baker.
Okay. Any other informational items?
I'll just, welcome Chief Blake and thanks for being here.
Thank you, appreciate it, welcome, looking forward to it. It's fun, it's exciting, so.
A little wetter on this side, a little greener too, though.
Yeah, a little greener, a lot greener, and, yeah, really good one. No, I'm looking forward to it, my wife's really excited. We have an apartment over at Baker Creek that we're gonna be at for at least this first year, and they've been great to work with. Currently, we're at the Woodstone RV in our motorhome this week until we get to move in, but I'm really excited. Everybody's been accommodating, and I've spent my whole career over in Central Oregon, so it's fun to be on this side of the mountain, learning new stuff. So, thank you.
Only informational item I have is warehouse being supposed to bring their firefighting pilot project to the Mac Airport. So you should see those arriving sometime in the month of June. I know how the custom paint scheme will be a black box, but every warehouse is paint scheme. And that'll potentially grow to a fleet of 6 to 10 black box. They have the positions posted right now for this initial 2 black box, and salary range combined for all the positions between 470 and 725,000. So good paying jobs, good asset for us to have close by. I know they have contract with OEM. So it's something else to pop off regionally out there. We have some local assets.
Precision next door.
Yeah, the new next door is already very active in firefighting. But
Will they have one more running for the season?
2. Yeah, they've been down in California for to be firefighter cable. Anything else? Our next meeting will be Thursday, June 25th at 6 p.m. Immediately following the adjournment of this meeting, this board will go into executive session, but we will not be coming back in the regular session for any business. The executive session will be held for the purpose of deliberating with individuals designated by the board to carry out labor negotiations and with individuals designated by the board to negotiate real property transactions and to consider information or records that are exempt by law from public inspection. The executive session is being held pursuant to RS 192-660 2D, 2E, and 2F. And with that, I'll adjourn our regular session at 6:40 p.m.